Hello and welcome to the AdHit Profits Opportunity Webinar, July 3rd, 2013. My name is Charles Scoville. I am the owner of AdHit Profits. And AdHit Profits started April 8th, 2013, and we've already got over 33,000 members here at AdHit Profits and paid out over $10 million. Now, I'm going to be talking about some of the things about AdHit Profits as well as kind of mixing into this call just some news and updates and information, because tomorrow is the 4th of July and we're not going to be having our normally scheduled webinar that we normally would have on Thursday evenings. And also tomorrow we will not be having an opportunity webinar either, because of it being the 4th of July here in the United States as being a national holiday. So AdHit Profits. Let me show you just one thing that kind of distinguishes AdHit Profits among all of the online opportunities that a lot of people have seen online, is that when you go down to About, you actually see that we are a registered company and that you actually get to see who I am. You get to know everything about me as well as how to contact support. So, I mean, a lot of businesses that sprout up on the internet day in and day out, copycats of this or copycats of the other thing or whatever, you're not going to really ever know who the owner is. But with AdHit Profits, the great thing here is you know that AdHit Profits is a registered company. You know that we're legal, legitimate. And also I'm standing accountable. I put myself out in front of everybody to show you exactly who I am. This is me, and this is my son Taylor. Now, AdHit Profits can turn building your business into a more profitable experience. Most people within the online income industry are involved in at least 2 or 3 different income opportunities. So our advertising service allows you to buy a directory listing, view other listings from members, and share and cite revenues up, so you're purchasing $45, and then you'll be, as you click those 10 ads every day, you'll be receiving a share in the revenues until your position reaches $56.25. Now, how long will it take you to reach the $56.25? It really depends on sales and sales revenues. So the real value here, not only is it going to help you make money, is you're also going to be using that traffic. Now, when you're viewing other members' opportunities and websites, you are in turn bringing thousands of highly targeted visitors to your website who are proven buyers. I mean, just remember, when you're purchasing $45 and getting 1,000 visitors to your website, that $45 actually means that you're a proven buyer. And so that means everyone else who is also going to your website is also a proven buyer. And it's something that, if you're familiar with online marketing, if you're targeting to people who have purchased service, you will have greater results. Whether you're using a pay-to-click website or traffic exchange that's only paid members, those types of things, AdHit Profits is delivering highly targeted visitors who are proven buyers. I mean, this is gold. Now, in addition to offering banner advertising, we offer forum services. And so what you're seeing here up here is a forum. When you go down here to these different opportunities here, each of these forum topics are paid topics. Someone had to purchase and get that topic. Now, because of our Alexa traffic ranking, that actually does help you with your Google search rankings as well. So all of these revenues from all of these services, so let me go over to our How It Works page so you can see exactly how this works. Revenues from the directory listings and the website traffic are all being shared with you. Forum advertising services all being shared with you. All of the banners that you see on the website all over the place, all of those revenues are being split up and shared with you. But also, there's some people who get involved in advertising on AdHit Profits who love the advertising services. They love sharing in advertising revenue, but they don't really like clicking very much. So what we have available for you is a vacation mode that you can purchase and pay so that you can continue to receive your share in revenues without having to click your 10 ads every day to qualify for your share in revenues. Now, you share again on those revenues until you reach $56.25. And not only do we share all of these purchases, but we also share as people want to make repurchases of their shares of $1 convenience fee. If you set up an auto repurchase, the auto repurchase will purchase a quarter after the hour or a quarter until the hour. It'll check if your balance has reached the limit that you have set for that repurchase to happen, and then it'll repurchase for you, and it'll charge an extra $1 as a convenience fee for you. And another great thing about AdHitProfits is we do have Easy Bonds, which shares their transaction fees with AdHitProfits. So each time you make a purchase or withdrawal from AdHitProfits, that actually adds an additional 25 cents to the revenue share pool that we share and split up with you and everyone else. So there's some really great things with AdHitProfits, just with that in and of itself. Now, of course, if we weren't sharing any revenue at all, the services that we're offering are of high and true value. Let me just illustrate for you really quickly with our Alexa traffic ranking. And as you can see, we are getting a lot of visitors. We have yesterday 749 traffic rank. I mean, that's incredibly huge. Our 7-day average, 874. So you can see that our Alexa traffic ranking keeps getting better and better. Let's compare that with a notable site. Let's say Payza.com. Okay, so let's compare. You're seeing that the Alexa ranking, comparing with Payza, we're actually clearing above Payza. So what that means for you is, imagine for yourself for just a minute if all of the visitors that are going to Payza were viewing your banner. What would you kind of expect to see from that kind of a campaign? You know, and that's what we're hearing. There are a lot of really great things from people who are buying the advertising on AdHitProfits, is because we do have so many visitors that are targeted for income opportunities online that they're seeing better results as a result of all of that. So definitely, I mean, those are some real great things going on. And let's get real. I mean, when it comes to increasing your income through any opportunity, no matter what it is that you're involved in, you need more referrals, or at least some customers. And to get those referrals or customers, you need more targeted traffic. And the best way to get that targeted traffic is through organic methods, meaning someone is seeking for what you have and going to your website because they found you. Banner advertising on AdHitProfits places your banner in front of thousands of targeted people within this industry, within this income opportunity community, that are really seeking for a way to make more money from their home or online, or to start a business, or something like that. Everybody that has that mindset, they're in that mindset. And the great thing about our advertising, our pay-per-click advertising, is that you're only going to pay for the exposures that convert to click-throughs to your website. So the traffic that's coming to your website is someone who is seeking for what you have, and your visitors only are going to be people that saw your banner and decided to click on it to find out what was on the other side. So here's kind of what you want to look at is targeted traffic leads to more signups, leads to more sales, and you make more money. And that's really, truly what AdHitProfits is all about, is helping you reach higher income potential online. And truly, I mean, to turn building your business into a more profitable experience. Now, one thing that I do want to point out here is there is one of our major advertisers on our website that have been using our services. And what I just want to show you here real quickly is that because they're using our services, we are ranked #1 among all of the sites where people are coming to directly before going to their website. 12.3% of all of the visitors to their website actually came from AdHitProfits. So that's in of itself truly amazing, which just goes to show you that if you're looking to build a business, looking to grow a downline, looking to get more exposure to yourself, your business, grow a list, whatever it is you're trying to do, you're going to get a high amount of unique visits to your website using the AdHitProfits services. So just keep that in mind. Now, there's been a number of people who have been asking a number of questions about why AdHitProfits is slow. And I want to kind of touch upon that kind of information. I prepared some information, but first of all, I want to clarify that we are very fast in a lot of ways. For example, fast delivery of traffic to your website, fast amount of banner click-throughs with high-value visitors, fast withdrawals. in most cases, withdrawals are instant. All right. So I mean, and when I say by most cases, I mean Easy Bonds right now is becoming more and more used more frequently, but we don't have that actually instant. Easy Bonds doesn't have an instant system, but Easy Bonds has been found to be faster being withdrawn from your account within Easy Bonds to your bank. So even though it's not instant between our services and your Easy Bond account, you are going to be receiving those funds within 24 hours, often within minutes or at least 12 hours. Not a very long wait there at all. So let me touch upon the slow increases to account balances because I feel like this is very important. Now, some of you may recall weeks ago that there were some rumors that were being spread online about Solid Trust Pay being shut down. Now, someone was out there in the forums standing out as someone that was being in the know, creating a lot of fear and doubt about Solid Trust Pay. Now, this created mass hysteria, and I actually was contacted by a lot of people at that time warning me about Solid Trust Pay. And many people at that time were very, very worried about Solid Trust Pay. Now, my point here is Solid Trust Pay is fine. Time passed. Those rumors were proven to be just that, rumors. Some sort of campaign was launched about Payza as well, and that same sort of doubt, fears, and uncertainty was kind of all created there about Payza as well, which increased withdrawal requests from both of these processors during those times, which created actually delays in the withdrawals. So with all of this fear circulating around, people were trying to do what? Saying, hey, I better get my money out of that processor before it's too late. So that actually created some withdrawal delays. So people then went to the forums and they were saying, yeah, I've been waiting for longer, I've been waiting longer than normal for my withdrawal too, and everyone was going crazy. If you're involved in any forums and groups, I mean, this is something that's well known to you, and you can respect that and recognize that. Now, of course, all these people going to the forums and talking about this, of course, created more and more doubt and fear for people and adding to the mass hysteria. Now, AdHit Profits is their next target out there. A little over a week ago, there was a lot of campaigns in a lot of different forums and groups that really took on a whole different level when it came to slamming and bashing AdHit Profits. Now, of course, since the beginning, we've seen those people in the forums and groups create some negativity, which was squashed quickly, but this time it became much bigger, which caused a noticeable drop in revenues. Not too big, but enough for people to say it's slow. It wasn't really too slow at all, but that's exactly what helped fuel the flames of these people who wanted to create the fear, uncertainty, and doubt in AdHit Profits. The more that this was talked about, the things that were going slowly, the slower it got. Now, the initial claims were based upon a single video that I made. And if you were a member of AdHit Profits at the time, this was about a week ago, you'll remember this video where I challenged people to use our advertising services. That all started when I was speaking the night before with an advertiser about our services, and he and I were on voice chat. He was sounding so happy. I mean, really, he was excited about the services, and I just really wanted to share that happiness that he was experiencing with more of our members. And he was asking me, why are more people not aware of how good our ad services really are? And I was just, like kind of baffled myself. I'm like, I don't know why. I mean, I've been, trying to educate people on really how good our ad services are. But of course, that coming from the owner can sound a little bit shady. Like maybe I've got some kind of ulterior motives behind trying to sell you our ad service. But he was kind of just saying, maybe if you did something to help educate people on really what we have here at AdHit Profits, it could really help. And so I decided to make a video challenging people to try the ad services, test it out, so that you could actually experience that for yourself and share that with your referrals, so that as you have referrals who are also using the ad services, that would increase your referral commissions. And of course, increase the amount of money that we were sharing with you and everybody else. But as you try and test out our ad services, you're actually going to be gaining more referrals and more targeted traffic to your other opportunities that you're promoting. So to me, I was just seeing this as being just such a great idea where you can advertise using AdHit Profits, and you can grow your downline within any other opportunity, grow your other referral base and make some more commissions there, but also that would help you get those commissions from your referrals as you share that excitement. Because really with sales, it's a transference of feeling. And when your referrals would see your kind of excitement about how good the ad services work with Ad Hit Profits, then I was truly expecting that you'd be seeing more referral commissions. So that was where I was just coming from, is I was just really excited about this idea. So I made this video to challenge people to try the ad services. But this was exactly what the enemies of your business, so your Ad Hit Profits, really needed. It was something that they used as evidence that we were running out of money, because they were in the forums publishing that we were a Ponzi running out of money and to get out quick and to get into something else. Of course, this was self-serving of these people in the forums. They were trying to scare people out of Ad Hit Profits to go join them in something else. And so this became a big push in the online forums and groups and Facebook places, all these places that these people were swarming to try to cause downfall of Ad Hit Profits. So of course, as people stopped buying, it created enough noticeable slowdown that kind of made people have more fear, that created more slowdown. But I also wonder if the initial slow posts were just part of their campaign. If they were just putting those out there and they weren't even founded, but they were just saying that it's running slow, and as people then were saying, well, if it's slow, that I don't want to get involved, kind of a thing, which really actually created more and more of the slowdown. Now, the good news is Ad Hit Profits isn't going to crash because it's not a Ponzi. We're going to stand through this, and payouts will remain to flow without any troubles. Now, the sad part is over 33,000 lives are affected by the false information being disseminated out there in the groups and the forums. Now, of course, this is a revenue share. So having a lot of people get worried and being told to stop buying would slow purchases, which in turn reduces the revenues, which in turn reduces the amount that we can share with you and everyone else. Now, I've spoken with a number of leaders in the last few days about this. Among these leaders are top promoters within previous companies such as Just Been Paid, big promoters with teams of over 15,000 people in of themselves that they had within their group, groups within Banners Broker that had just several thousands upon thousands of people, not only within their own group, but they had real strong leaders that were strategically placed in many different countries around the world, that they're not worried about this business structure. They all have this unwavering resolve to press forward through this. What their concern was at first is this a system issue? If it is, let's get it fixed. And it's not a system issue. Is the admin stealing money? No, and I was able to show them that yes, this is truly a drop in revenue. So they're saying, well, if it is just a low revenue, then okay, we'll step it up. If there's low revenues, and that's the only cause for the low sharing, then we can beat this. And so that's where these bigger leaders, they're on board to push forward, push through this. So, I mean, I'm also very much resolved that Ad Hit Profits, I'm not going anywhere. You know, truth always triumphs over fear. And so just like what you were seeing with all of those campaigns to try to scare you with Solid Trust Pay, of course, Solid Trust Pay didn't go anywhere either. Ad Hit Profits, we're not going anywhere. And those who endure this time will see good things. I truly believe that. And although revenues are reducing because of fear, our Alexa ranking is increasing more and more. So that's actually adding more value to our services that we're offering. So just to kind of reiterate, our competitors hate how good Ad Hit Profits has been working. We've been made aware of these campaigns that create fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and that they went pretty much in full force against Ad Hit Profits about a week ago. Now, these fear, uncertainty, and doubt campaigns are known as FUD campaigns. So if you're involved in business, you know this is a strategy that's usually used by a competitor that really has no footing, no leverage in the industry, but they're looking to take out their top competitor by making people afraid to use their services. And so I just want to help you recognize that this is actually influencing perception only by disseminating negative and dubious and false information. And so that's really what's been going on here. And if you want more information about what a FUD campaign is, or fear, uncertainty, and doubt, definitely take a look on Wikipedia. Now, what I would just challenge all of you with, since AdHit Profits is your business, I know that many of you have purchased quite a lot of shares and that you would really like to see this turn around. Help us fight back against their fear campaign against AdHit Profits. Help us change the perception of AdHit Profits. Help us change the direction of things by being positive and uplifting. If you're involved in any forums or groups or anything like that, talk about the fast delivery of traffic to your website. Talk about the fast click-throughs that you have to your banners, and talk about the results that you have from your ad campaigns. Help get people aware of the real true value that's available here on AdHit Profits. Get an advertisement tracker. Track your clicks. Track your signups. Find out which sources those are coming from, because those who have so far have found that AdHit Profits has delivered the best conversion rates among all of their advertising campaigns. All of them. So if we're delivering that great of results, no wonder why the forums are fighting against us. Because remember, they are selling advertising services too. So of course the forums want to take down AdHit Profits because they see us as stealing their market share. They see us as stealing their customers because now their customers are able to get better advertising service, better results than paying money in those in their forums. So just think that through for just a minute. If you're going to a forum and you're reading about a lot of stuff that's terrible about AdHit Profits, just think about who it is that stands to benefit from the information that you're reading there. Who stands to benefit? Is it you or is it them? Because in most cases, the people that are standing to benefit from those fear and uncertainty and doubt campaigns out there, the FUD campaigns, it's them trying to lead you to something else or to get you to stop using our ad services because they're trying to claim that we stink. Now, as I showed you, one of our advertisers, AdsyBiz, they actually had over 12% of traffic on their website. Now, that means we beat Google and Facebook. Now, how many other websites do you see out there that drives more traffic to someone's website than Google and Facebook? It's not very common. So for AdHit Profits to have driven that much traffic to one of our competitors who is actually out there right now saying that our ad services stink, just think that through for just a minute. Who stands to benefit from trying to take down AdHit Profits? So out there you might see people talking about slow balance increases. Just remember that's only because of the fear, uncertainty, and doubt that's being spread around out there. So let's all spread the good things about AdHit Profits. I'm not going anywhere. AdHit Profits is going to be online for years and years to come. Now, another thing I wanted to touch upon is kind of an unfortunate coincidence, is that last Saturday I was contacted that I needed to make sure to up the security on AdHit Profits. Now, that security update was to be in compliance with anti-money laundering regulations, because what fraudsters could do is take advantage of AdHit Profits in a way to actually turn fraudulent money to make it look like it was clean money. And so that's why it's so very important that we had to take some strong and swift action to build in a new system to be in compliance with these anti-money laundering regulations. So what we had to do is build it in so that we can only send payouts to the processor accounts which made payments. Now, of course, this increases security to ensure that if your account is ever hacked, if a hacker ever gets access to your account in some way or somehow or another, that they can't take your money. Now, our system saves the processor information when a payment is received to ensure that we only allow payouts to go out through that same very method. So if a hacker gains access to your account, they're not going to be able to gain access to your earnings. Now, some members started AdHit Profits before our system started to save the processor information from receiving payments. So this has caused a message for some of these members that they cannot withdraw until a purchase is made from that method of payment. No problem. Simply allow time for this to be updated manually, because I have to go through all of those accounts and manually enter that payment information. Or you can make a small purchase of like $10 for a banner advertising campaign. which would allow you to withdraw your balance. Now, if you have, for example, $1,000 in your balance and you have this error, a small $10 purchase it's going to be the simplest way to solve this issue for yourself without having to wait on me to manually update your processor information. There was about 8,000 accounts that signed up before we had that system built in. So it's going to take me some time to get through each of them individually. So if you really are in a rush, hard pressed to withdraw your balance, and you're getting that error, please just make that purchase or just wait until I can get to your account. Also, contacting support. Right now I've been asking my support people just to say, hey, we're going to get to your account. If you are in a rush, then you can make that small $10 purchase. That's a simple way to solve the issue yourself without having to wait. Now, here's another thing, though, is if you have been PIFed or pay it forward, if someone paid your way in, there's not going to be any processor information on your account because you never made a payment. Now, if the hacker was able to obtain access to your account, how will I know the difference between you and that hacker? Because wouldn't they be saying that they are entitled to that money as well? So the best way to ensure that it's you on your account, I would also invite anyone who has been PIFed, or that if you've been, if you've been paid it forward, I guess is the way to probably say that, to make just a small purchase just to verify your identity. And again, this is just to be in compliance with the anti-money laundering regulations. I mean, this is just a very important security issue to be compliant with. To be in compliant with these payment processor rules, the last thing we want to have happen is experience shutdown by regulators because we weren't compliant. It looks like I've covered all of the information about AdHit Profits. And what I want to do is actually now just take a few minutes, just probably 3 minutes, kind of just keeping this about 30-minute webinar. And I just want to just answer maybe just a couple of questions that somebody might have. So I'm just going to open up the question box here. All right, so somebody is saying, I have seen the PIF function destroy programs. Are you in favor of removing it if necessary? Bill, that's actually one thing that I'm looking into with regulations to see if I need to get it removed. So it's something that, especially I see that you actually asked that about 20 minutes before this webinar started. So it is something that I am looking at removing, as I want to make sure that I'm compliant fully with anti-money laundering regulations. Another question is, Charles, you have said people that the downturn in earnings is because there are reduced purchases. Is this purchase of the $45 shares, or you mean purchase of advertising from AdHit Profits? It's actually a mixture of both, Chetna, both the advertising service and the revenue shares. There's been just this fear campaign out there has actually really dropped member purchases almost completely. So, I mean, that's where, we're still seeing purchases come through, and that's where you're still seeing earnings go to your account. And that's why a lot of the focus that I've been trying to have, as I've been talking with more and more people, is truly of the great value of advertising service and AdHit Profits. Because I know that for me, when I started online back in 2008, I recognized very quickly that the only way that I could make more money in the opportunities that I was a member of was to get referrals. So my biggest struggle was, where do I go to get referrals? And I was trying all these different advertising resources, and I wasn't really seeing a lot of results. So I really was using a lot of SafeList, a lot of traffic exchanges, and I was spending money and not seeing a lot of results at first. So that's where I just kind of look at this with AdHit Profits is, okay, you've spent some money on advertising. Make sure you're taking advantage of the service, because there are true results that are backing up those services. This isn't a fluff advertising service that people are paying for. It is real. It's got true value. And please make sure you take advantage of this, especially if you are among the people that are members of anything else out there. You can truly grow your income online by advertising. And that's kind of the secret behind why 97% people that are online aren't making the kind of income that they want to be making, is because they haven't taken growing their downline seriously. They haven't branded themselves. They haven't started truly growing and training a downline. And if you've been with me since the very beginning, you know that with a lot of my calls, a lot of my webinars, a lot of the videos that I make, I try to pass on some kind of tidbits of information that can truly help you. And there's been some people that say, hey, I haven't, I see that I've got some click-throughs, but, my conversion rate's not as good as I'd like it to be. Can you help? And I've taken a look at their website and I see, the main reason why people aren't signing up to get information is you're providing all of the information for them without having to sign up. So if you want to increase your sign-ups, then make sure that you kind of give them a tease and tell them you can tell them more information by signing up to your list. I think that's something that's very important. A lot of marketers kind of miss out on some of the strategies that really generate the best results. So the next question is, I love everything you are doing for us at AdHit Profits. Oh, okay, I guess that's not a question. Thank you. Will you please repost last Thursday webinar? I missed seeing it. My upline said it was good. Claire, we've got a YouTube channel, AdHit Profits. So if you go to YouTube, and I think it's youtube.com/user/AdHit Profits, you should be able to see all of the videos that have ever been uploaded for AdHit Profits since the very beginning. The next question says, could you go over how to set up the pay-per-click on how it works to help us get paid? Definitely, Ramona, you can see that information when you go to the setup page. Like when you click on Start a Banner Campaign, you will actually see a video that steps you through how to set up a campaign. I have noticed Walmart online store is coming up on the web page. Are they paying? That's really neat. I think I saw a Walmart coupon type of an advertisement the other day that was pretty neat to see. I don't know if it was actually Walmart themselves or an affiliate, but definitely there are ad services being purchased on the website, clearly. I do not have a website to sell something or earning possibly for others. Is it still interested for you and me to purchase shares? Well, I should probably clarify. Purchasing shares is definitely something you can still do, but I want to reiterate for you that this is not an investment opportunity. Yes, if you purchase shares, you don't actually use the service that you're paying for, that yes, by clicking those 10 ads every day, you will receive a split in the share of all of the revenues. But I feel like you're really missing out on the service. There's a lot of advertising services out there that people are clicking out there and making far less than what people right now are making at AdHit Profits. So I kind of just look at that and see that some of these other websites, they have really, really high and really great Alexa traffic ranking, and their members are making far less per click. And of course, there maybe are far more ads for them to click on to make far less income without referrals. So definitely with AdHit Profits, there's no requirement to purchase any advertisement, but since that is technically the service that you're paying for, it's probably best to use it. Thanks, Charles. Cute son. My daughter is 16 now. Thank you, Stephen. How can I watch yesterday's webinar because I missed it? The daily webinars aren't recorded. This one is, though. In order to keep decent returns for members, to profit from AdHit Profits would have to invite amount of money coming into AdHit Profits. Well, of course, it's a revenue share, so of course we need revenues. It just makes sense. But the way I look at it is AdHit Profits, because we've got real advertising and our Alexa ranking is rapidly increasing. Just imagine for a minute if Google were to share all of their revenues with you. That's kind of the vision here, is if we were like Google and we had that much traffic, and we already have a lot, and the advertising services are paid per click, just like Google or Facebook or any of the other top marketing sites out there in the industry, or within the whole world for that matter. When you have that much traffic coming into a site, it's far more cost effective for advertisers to pay only for the clicks instead of for a day, week, or month. Because for that amount of exposure, imagine if Google had one banner ad that was displaying for a whole day to the whole world. We're talking about an ad price on that of like $1 billion, right? So instead of having that kind of a price tag that nobody can afford, they split that up, split those exposures up to being just for the clicks that you're getting on that campaign. Let me go ahead and do just 2 more questions here. Somebody's saying, fear, face everything, and rejoice. Next question is, what about decreasing the PPC from $25 to $5, so small advertisers use this service. The pay-per-click advertising campaigns, you can actually start for just $10. $5, when looking at the kind of fees that you're paying through the processors on a $5 purchase, it's really not worth it. Might as well just go with 10. I mean, if you're an advertiser and you don't have $10, I'm sorry, but $10 is truly a very low price to get started with pay-per-click. Next question is, let's see here. Why would they want to put their money into a processor itself? I would think it would have been safer in AdHit back office before putting it in actually Solid Trust Pay or Payza. Oh, I guess that's not a question. Hey Charles, is there any way we can offer advertisers the option to pay for an ad using pay-per-click without having to be a member and not being part of the revenue share? Leon, to answer your question, for example, if somebody wanted to advertise pay-per-click on Google, they would have to set up a Google account. If somebody wanted to advertise on Facebook, they would have to set up a Facebook advertiser account. You know, so I mean, that's where I just kind of look at it. No matter what advertising service advertisers are using, they need to sign up for an advertiser account, which is the same thing as a member account. They don't have to purchase a share if they don't want to, but certainly when they get inside of the member back office, that's where they're able to set up their campaign and track their clicks. It's very important for advertisers to be able to track that information so that they know where their campaign is, how many more clicks they have, and things like that. Somebody was mentioning MLM is always slower during the summer months, which is very true, Stephen. I know this is not multi-level marketing, as stated yesterday. I'm in for the haul. Thank you, Stephen. And it is very true. Multi-level marketing, imagine having 0 referrals in multi-level marketing. 0 referrals in multi-level marketing generally results in 0 income. So with AdHit profits, seeing anything greater than 0 is definitely a good thing. And then somebody confirming no webinar of July 4th, right? That is correct. One more question. Let's see. In order to keep decent returns, oh, it looks like that's already been asked and answered. Let's see. Just scrolling down, there's a lot of real positive comments. So thank you, everybody, for all of your very, very positive comments and your compliments of myself, my services, my transparency, all of the really positive comments. Thank you very much. Charles, if they would only realize that you are running a program that actually pays out actual dollars, not virtual dollars. Oh, that's very true. There's a lot of programs out there that are putting money on people's accounts but can't actually pay out. AdHit Profits definitely is paying out from the real revenues. Okay, question from Daryl, that we'll close it out with this one, is how can I find the names and if certain businesses are compliant? Can you explain what being compliant does for a business? Daryl, I'm not really too sure on how to find out if another business is compliant, but basically when it comes to compliance, the most important thing about that, especially within an online business, is that a lot of people are afraid of something being shut down. You know, a lot of other companies have either been shut down by the government or they have crashed because they're a Ponzi. So being compliant kind of helps reiterate that we are not a Ponzi, that we're fully legal and legit. We're not at risk of being shut down by the government. And if government did take a look into AdHit Profits, then they'd see that we are working exactly as a business should be. And so being compliant with all of the regulations in place helps ensure that AdHit Profits will be here for years and years to come. So, I mean, I think that's really the benefit of making sure that we're compliant. Because the businesses who aren't, I mean, let's be honest, the rules are actually in place to protect you guys. So, I mean, a lot of the reasons why some of these programs are shut down by the government is because they were on the verge of collapse or because they were stealing people's money, those types of things. So, I mean, with AdHit Profits being fully compliant with all of the laws and regulations that are in place by the United States government and other regulatory bodies, it helps ensure that your experience on AdHit Profits is safe. So even though things are going slow right now, the neat thing is you're still getting money. You know, somebody was expressing their concern. They're like, wow, I'm only getting paid 0.7% in a day or something. So let's just kind of clarify something here is, let's say you're only making 0.7% a day, and you want to get $56.25. So let's say 125 divided by 0.7%, that's 178 days. 178 days for you to reach your maximum at this rate. That's less than a year. That's less than a year. I mean, if you look at some of the best interest rates out there, and again, AdHit Profits is not an investment opportunity. We're not offering you any interest rates. What I'm just trying to illustrate here is even the best interest rates out there on CDs and things like that can't match this kind of return within 178 days. So no matter what, there are people that are sounding the alarms out there, but AdHit Profits is not going anywhere. In 178 days from now, AdHit Profits will still be online. It absolutely will. There's no reason for us to turn and run, because the money is safe within the all the money that's come in is safe within the processors, and when it's on people's accounts and it's reached over $10, you can withdraw it. So I mean, it's completely safe, completely compliant. The money is really there. If it takes 178 days, it takes 178 days. And I know that a lot of people were familiar with reaching that kind of a thing within 20 days or less, kind of a thing. So seeing it expand out that far, it can be a little bit worrisome. But just see the whole picture here with AdHit Profits, that we're not going anywhere. This is a really great opportunity for you to build any other business. It's like I said earlier, it's all about building your business and turning it into a more profitable experience. I mean, that's really what AdHit Profits is all about, is helping you reach a higher income potential online. Thank you all for your time, your attention, and being a part of AdHit Profits, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day.